Hey, sixth graders, we are looking at IQR or interquartile range today. So hopefully you already have your paper set up, and we're going to get going on the front of this sheet for starters. So our very first thing here is you'll see I've written out interquartile range the long way and kind of showed you why it's called IQR. Well, because it has I for interquartile is our Q and range is our R. So that is a really big number for finding the Q3 minus Q1. That is basically all you are finding when you are looking for the interquartile range is the distance between your Q3 and your Q1. So if we're looking up at this picture up here that they gave us, that we glued in, we have our Q3 already given. I don't know why that looks so funny. They gave us our Q3 and our Q1. So when we're finding this, we're simply going to write this as a subtraction problem because that's going to give us the difference or the distance between those two. So my Q3 here looks to be about at 44. And my Q1 is kind of in between 22 and 24. So I'm going to say that that is at 23. So all we have to do is set it up like a subtraction problem and do our subtraction. And so for this image above, our interquartile range would be 21. So we're looking at the difference, which is also the distance between the Q3 and the Q1. Now let's look down below. There's another picture. This one, they give us the set up above and then they don't fill in the rest. So we have a little bit of work to do. So first off, we always have to order our numbers from least to greatest. So up there in the set, it's all out of whack. So we're going to put it in order from least to greatest. And I messed up, and that's okay. That's why we cross them out as we go. Okay, so now I have them in order from least to greatest, and you'll see they kind of helped us out a little bit. They circled our minimum and our maximum over here. And they pointed to our median, so they went and crossed out on the sides until we got to that. So now we have to find our Q1 and Q3. This is a nice little review. We're looking at all four of these numbers for my Q1. And we're looking at all four of these for my Q3 because remember, we don't use the median because we already used that number. It's our median. So now if I'm looking in the middle over here, I can cross out my 3 and my 4, and then I end up with two numbers in the middle. That's okay. I know that halfway between 3 and 4 is 3.5. So that is my Q1. Now over here, we cross out 6 and 11, and we end up with 7 and 9. Halfway between 7 and 9 gives me 8. So now we've done what we've already done with box plots. We know how to set that up, but we need to do our IQR, which is Q3 minus Q1. Remember, for subtracting decimals, we have to line up our decimals. So if 8 doesn't have a decimal in it, I might have to add a decimal 0 before I start going ahead and going here. Cross out the 8, borrow and make it a 7, and then we have 10 minus 5 is 5, 7 take away 3 is 4, and then we get that our IQR is 4.5. Make sure you have all of this, and then we're going to go to the inside and start filling out some things on the inside of this paper, and you should also have this glued in. So on the inside here, we have interquartile range again. All they want us to do in these boxes is figure out that this also is otherwise known as IQR. Now, our definition. We're going to pause here for a second, and I'm going to let you come up with your own definition for this interquartile range because we kind of talked about what you have to do to get it. So in your mind, what does interquartile range really mean? Okay, now my definition that I have might be a little different than yours because you came up with your own, but I'm going to put that it's the distance or the difference between Q3 and Q1. It's okay if yours is not exactly like this. Now, they give us an example down below, so we're going to go through this example. They say that these are the high temperatures. Maybe it was, I don't know, on the same day across the United States, or for Texas in the month of, that looks like it would be like March. So we're going to take these high temperatures and we have to organize them. And our step one here, it says find the median. But we have this little bubble over here that reminds us we have to put these in order from least to greatest. So let's go ahead and start ordering them. Okay, and then I'm going to double check and make sure I didn't skip any. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 numbers to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, maybe I didn't have 12 to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I lied, 11. And then I finished with 11, so we're good. Now we're going to cross out until we get to the middle number. So we're going to do a little bit of some work to find our middle here. And there it is. We find that our middle number is 73. Now, if we follow these arrows here, it says our next step, step 2, is that we are going to find the median of the upper. So I'm going to use the box way because that makes it easier for me to organize my info. So my upper is on this side. It includes everything except for the median. We don't include that. And we have 5 numbers here. So if I cross out on each side until I get to the middle, we should end up with just one number. So we just have 82 being my middle number. Now, step 3 says find the median of the lower. I'm going to pause for a second here and I'm going to give you a chance. I want you to find the middle of your lower or your Q1. Okay, what we should have gotten when we crossed out on each side is we cross out until the middle and we end up with just the number 69. We didn't have to do any math. We just have one nice number. Now, step 4, find the difference between Q3 and Q1. We know that difference is one of our keywords for subtraction, so we're going to set them up here. And we have 82 was my Q3 and 69 was my Q1. We're going to have to do a little bit of borrowing up here. And then we end up with our IQR of 13. Now, we are going to do these last problems on the bottom together as a class. So as long as you have those couple of examples and our definition and things filled in, we will get going with these examples in class. Thank you, 6th graders. Adios.